everyone.
Welcome to the 225 podcast.
Yeah.
Your hosts, Noah Ray,
Woo!
Andrew Cargill, and me, Matthew Albazadi. Let's get into
Back,
it.
episode 5, right?
Woo!
Let's go.
I'm excited. This has been fun.
Yeah.
So you can see today we have a new energy drink to try, the new Country Time Rise Fuel.
Which I'm not excited about, but it's fine.
I'm personally, I try not to do things with premeditated ideas, but I don't like Rise Fuel. I haven't had like the ones I've had.
I don't like lemonade.
So,
All right.
Personally, I cannot wait. I love lemonade.
That was
That's
a moment.
nice.
All right, cheers.
Okay, cheers, boys.
Cheers.
All right. We got to go around. Who's first?
Whoa. You start.
Totally
Yeah, you
excited for this
start.
one.
You were the one that was
I was
excited
really
about it.
excited.
Just one sip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it just an 8 flat. 8 flat.
Okay.
7 would be a disservice, but anything above that's good.
I would give it a 7.
I was giving it like a 6.5.
I was
6.7.
pleasantly surprised. I will drink this. I like lemon, so I'm not surprised that I like it more than the Baja Blast and the fruit punch one.
I wish it was a little more soury.
Yeah, I could like a little bit more
It's
sour.
sweeter lemonade.
Still, the carbonation is a little lacking on the rice fuels
I
for
agree.
me.
See, and I hate carbonation, so I'm
Yeah.
more than fine with that. I don't
See,
like the carbonation at all.
We all know what I am for carbonation.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so pretty good.
I mean, that was all right.
I'll
I could get this again. The fact
6,
there's
7.
no sugar takes away from the actual lemonade itself, but I mean, that's also 0 calories.
I
I
enjoyed
give it
it.
6
This is all.
Okay.
I could get this
But
again.
yeah, we're gonna make this segment on the podcast. Hopefully, most every podcast. We're gonna try
Every
and do
other.
every other podcast. We're gonna try and do a segment where we try something protein related, fitness related, something like that. So we did Sebum Energy last week. I like the Sebum Energy more. So far on our list, my Sebum Energy is higher than this. Well, you gave Sebum Energy a higher ranking than that.
I don't think I gave the Cherry Frost a high ranking. I think I gave it a 6.5.
I thought
I
you
gave
like
the-
a 7 something.
Yeah.
No,
Whoa.
check back. I gave the orange one like an 8.6, I
5 or
think.
something.
Orange was high for me. Cherry
We gotta
was.
start writing these down
Yeah, we do.
so we have something to like go against. This definitely was not better than the Sebums for me.
I love lemonade.
But think
So
it's
yeah.
cheaper,
Totally up for this.
more
Yeah.
voluminous.
That's true. But if y'all have any ideas or any energy drinks that you guys would want us to try, let us know. Because today we just went into Vitamin Shop. We realized this was new and they had it in stock, so we went ahead and bought it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's Ghosts, Reigns, Sebum. We already tried those. Bunch of Rise flavors.
Yo, if we're doing rains, we need to record earlier.
Yeah, that's true. Those are 300 milligrams of caffeine in an
Are
energy
they
drink.
300?
Yeah, is a little much. Like that's pre-workout. I think that's fine. But I think
If you're a
drinking
child.
Reigns casually or Bangs casually, that's a little too much caffeine.
I
at
have
one
never
point.
had a bang.
Really?
Yeah.
I started out with Bangs.
I saw them, and I was like,
That's
Dude.
what me and my family started out
Yo.
on. And when I first had it, it was like, okay, this isn't bad. But they had thousands of flavor. I remember one. It was a coffee, carbonated protein, and energy drink in one can. It was the
Ew.
first sip was really good. It immediately went downhill. Like first sip,
Ew.
and then it was this is the worst thing I've ever
Yeah,
had.
Bangs, dude. I remember going in high school, probably junior year. Me and my buddies would go to the local gas station. We'd pick up a biscuit, bacon and cheese biscuit, and a Bang every morning before we went to AP Econ. Shout out Jackson and Will because we would go in. I forget whose car it was, but we'd all load up, go to People Pleaser. That was our local gas station. It was like half a mile from campus, and then we go there, and then we go to AP Economics my junior year. So Bangs sour cherry, I think, or black cherry vanilla was good. Sour apple, those type of ones.
Sour apple.
We could bring it back to our roots, or my roots at least, and go try out Bangs. Or there's all types of other energy drinks out there. Or the new
Do they
Ghost
still have
protein
things?
shakes. I've heard those are pretty good. The ISO Pures, you'd like
There's
those.
the
I
Ghost
love
Phase
the
Pop.
Oh
Phase Pop.
yeah, I want
One.
to try that one. That Rocket Pop sounds really good.
Yeah.
we need to get Seek.
The
What?
Seek, the
SEEQ.
it's like the fruit SEEQ.
It's isopure, but like allegedly better.
Oh, I've heard of that before.
My brother had it, and it It will blow your mind that it's protein.
Really? Well, that's like the Rocket Pop.
The Rocket Pop
pre-gym.
That's
The
actually
gym
like pre-workout.
was really good.
Yeah,
that one's really
try
good.
that one day. It's literally just a sugar bomb, not a sugar bomb, but just Rocket
It tastes
Pop.
like pre-workout. Yeah, it's super interesting. Like some people, or I think it's still kind of a new thing. A lot of people think like protein powders, oh, it's got to be like chocolate, vanilla, peanut butter, like savory stuff. When in reality, a lot of these new companies now are making these protein powders that are, fruit-based, fruit flavor, stuff like that are super interesting. Like a Rocket Pop protein. You think that is like a pre-workout. Now, are we going to see pre-workouts going like 110 has that coffee flavored? Not a pre-workout, I don't think, but it's like a caffeine powder.
It's their productivity blend. I've got that, and it's actually good. I will get my shakes every day.
Elements,
but like
has the chocolate hydration mix. He really liked it.
You don't care for that one. I like that.
But like, I'd be willing to try it with coffee or something.
Yeah. But even like a chocolate flavored or vanilla, like peanut butter flavored pre-workout, I don't know how. Because now that those are going into the protein fields, I wonder if those flavors are then going to go into the pre-workout
almost think like a minty one, like a mint chocolate one.
See, I don't know. I
just can't.
Yeah, no, I like mint, like York peppermint patties. Top 3 favorite candies.
I just can't see myself going to the gym, drinking any flavor that's not like unicorn horn in head's tail.
I agree, though. I kind of get that.
Like I can drink protein that's fruity, but I don't think I can drink a pre-workout that's like mint chocolate chip.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know how they would. Yeah, that'd be super interesting. I don't. It's an interesting concept. I just thought of though. Like if that's going to cross over, I'd be down to try it out 110. If y'all happen to be watching, y'all should make something like that. Or any other companies that are watching, y'all should. That's definitely not watching. Rise CEO is definitely not watching this right now.
I think he is.
He's definitely watching this right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone get on it. Get on.
But yeah, so that's kind of our little spill, or my little spill about that. It'd be interesting to see some new flavors of pre-workouts come out that are more savory,
sweeter,
savory,
creamier. Cream.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, like the thicker.
Oh, I know what you mean, Drew. Okay. I know exactly what I'm picking up what you're putting down.
And we are back. You slammed the table.
Audio
died. So we're back.
And we filmed almost the whole podcast before we realized that the audio was turned off.
So
would have been our best one.
Yeah.
Yep, that one was really good, but y'all will never get to see it. So that was just a normal conversation that we have, I guess. We do have the computer down there, so if they keep on looking, that's why. But we're going to kind of move into a different segment we did this last week, and we're going to kind of talk about our weekly sessions that we had, how good or bad they were.
This week in training.
Yeah, so something like that, because I'm now on my second week with Becky. Shout out, Becky. We love you. I feel like I'm just saying the same stuff.
It sounds
It's so weird. But, anywho. So shout out to Becky. We're on week 2 right now. Yeah, creak a little louder, won't you? Good.
Cheers, man.
God, unbelievable.
I don't have that problem.
Anywho.
Well, you're lightweight. So
that's fair.
You don't test the tension of the chairs.
You're technically lightweight, too, at this moment.
Actually, no. I'm considered a heavyweight according to USAPL standings.
Well, according to me, you're a lightweight.
Okay. Mr. 250 big boy over here.
Right. Okay, anywho. So we're going to go over the week of training. Matthew, if you'd like to start, but I am on my second week with Becky, so it's a fun week.
So last Saturday, I trained at my old coach's house. He has a garage gym, which is always fun to just kind of switch up my environment, train somewhere else, use bumpers, Texas power bars or something. It's a little bit different.
That's cool.
It was fun with my friend Graham, did deficit deadlifts.
Shout out, Graham.
Dude, my off-the-floor strength is so slow. Like, the way weights move at a normal versus a deficit is just wild. But that's why we're working on it. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty good. I sold out. I bought the Hyper-V bench shoes.
Yeah, I saw those.
So I was wearing them yesterday. Yeah. No, first thing is I wear barefoot shoes. These are not. So I literally put them on to bench and take them off immediately because they hurt my shoe. Whoa, they hurt my toes. Now, if you don't know what Hyper-Vs are, it's a Japanese worker's shoe that is super non-slip.
You're supporting literal, like, terrible things, but okay.
Okay.
Walk around barefoot.
Wow. Anyway, if you think about Vans, how the waffle sole goes in, think of the waffle sole going out and in the shape of a V. That's pretty much the shoe. So,
Hyper V.
yep. I think they help a lot on bench. I am a poverty bencher, so anything to bench just a little bit more. We talk about that.
So I got a question.
He said that exact same line.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've all
I
been
do
saying the
have a
same thing.
question. Though.
Okay.
So, what's the difference between those and just doing notorious lifts? Like I now wear
Yeah,
my
have you
flats and
ever-
notorious lifts.
So, yeah, I used to have a
do
pair.
Not slip.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, I think they're cheaper, number one. But I used to have a Notorious Lifts.
Bunny up, Nacho. Bunny up.
Yeah. I want to drink that on the platform.
Used to have Notorious Lifts. I gave them away because they were too tight. So, yeah, now...
Get a bigger size.
Well, then my foot's going to slip, the whole barefoot thing. So for me, it wasn't a question of the difference of Notorious Lifts. It was a difference of my Vivos. So it's a difference of my normal barefoot shoes. And the Vivos are pretty grippy, but I wear them every day.
That's what she said.
What?
Grippy. Matt
Like,
is grippy.
there's
Matt is
no...
grippy.
They make sex jokes about everything I say.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
So anyway, it was a question of my barefoot shoes. Vivos are barefoot shoes. Plug, sponsor us. Sponsor me, actually. But,
I'm not interested.
so it was moving from barefoot shoes to a shoe that would not slip. So I know Notorious is making barefoots,
I
but
was about to ask you, would you be willing to try those?
I would try them. I just don't think I would buy them because, like, I'm going to squat and I'm going to deadlift in my Vivos no matter what. And so, and they're also like a multi-purpose shoe of I wear this every day. So what was the cheapest thing I can get that's going to be non-slip? Buy like $25. I don't know. How much are Notorious?
They're not.
think they're
Like, you can buy
50 or
some that are like
60.
$50.
So these were like 35. So a good bit cheaper, but not too much. So anyway, that's why I bought them. I think they help with leg drive a lot.
They're gonna look $15 better on the platform.
I don't know.
No,
That's a
I
hot
don't.
take. But anyway, so
I want to
training's
see
been
how
good.
I may look into getting.
Bench.
I don't know.
Bench moved really well with them on. Maybe it's a placebo, but placebo works. So
Do they have a thicker sole on them?
yeah,
Okay.
then
That's a little bit different. I
So
can see
they're-
those
they're-
bigger-
it's not a-
It's still flat. It's not heel, but it's got a thicker sole.
yeah, it's like a van. It's literally a van with the waffle cup going out in the shape of a V, and they're slip on. So I think they're cool for that reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, training's been good, man. Off season, still pretty good ways out. I did see triples this week, so that got me excited.
That's fun.
Triple deficits, but still triples.
tough.
So I'll take my wins where I can get them. Noah, how was your week in training?
Well, so it's my second week with Becky. So last week was a pretty big learning curve, doing a lot of things that I've never done before. So, I mean, I would say it's been a great week so far. From the last time we talked on the podcast, I did pause deadlifts, I did tempo squats, and then 1.5 bench. So you start all the way at the top, you go down, touch your chest, go up like about halfway, go back down, and all the way back up, and that's one rep. So I did that with 275 pounds for a set for a 5x5 yesterday, and I was super, super happy with that because it moved so well. 275 looked like the bar. It was super easy, and I'm not fatigued from it at all. Yeah. So that was good. I'm hoping to do somewhere around 300 next week, so I'm already looking forward to that. And then on tempo squats, I do 3 seconds on the way down, 2-second pause, 3 seconds on the way up. And I did 385, I think, last week, 390, and I did 405 this week. So, improvements where we can get them, and it felt easier than last week. And then I trained at One Life on Saturday. You are not sitting on that lacrosse ball right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just saw it casually swap cheeks.
Move
Okay,
it to my
anywho.
It's not on my cheek. It's on my head.
I had to train at One Life on Saturday because I went home for Easter. My grandmother's 80th birthday. Shout out Gran. We love Gran around here.
I agree.
Shout out all the
It's a
grandmothers
grand
out there.
supporting house.
Yeah, so love. Actually, that was terrible. It was terrible. One Life training was terrible. The training. No, training at One Life was not fun. I did not have any liquid chalk. Didn't have any chalk on me. Of course, those commercial gyms, they do not like that type of stuff. So that was really difficult. I did have to pull out my straps, which I never do. We're
That's
definitely
embarrassing.
anti-strap in this
Household.
household.
Straps overrated. Only used in emergency if you have a callus that's completely gone and
Yeah.
commercial gym.
And I mean, like my callus ripped in a commercial gym, and my third set, I failed my fourth rep because I couldn't get it when it was 455 it was
Obviously
week
not a
1
strength
pauses.
issue,
Like this was like
but
a
issue.
very easy set of 5s for a pause. So I did 455, super easy. So like I just had to get the straps out because at this point it was not a strength issue. It was a skill issue, and I could not grip it at all. So had to kind of go around that. So that was fine. Did a floor press for the first time. Didn't really like it.
I did
Wow.
I did 315 for 5, like super easily, and it was supposed to be set to 10, and I didn't know, so that was embarrassing. But I mean, that was super easy. I don't know how I like it though, huh?
How do you mix up 5 and 10?
I think
That's
I
a
was
big
looking at
difference.
different, like I was looking at one of my accessories instead of that, and I got it mixed up. But yeah, it was not. I didn't really like floor press. Felt kind of weird. So yeah, it was a pretty good few days, I'd say. Yesterday was definitely one of my best training days I've had in a long time, so
Yeah.
it was good. But you had a pretty big few days.
I had a decent past few days. Friday, Saturday, secondary days, pretty casual triples, lightweight. And then yesterday did 92.5% with 518. Yeah, 518 on squat. Moved fine, moved chill, did a bunch of different warm-ups and builds up to it. Hopefully this week, well, tomorrow, got deadlift and bench press to get, hoping to get probably like 570, and I'd love to touch 4 tomorrow again. Like make 4 move the wave, like squat did. I'll be okay with that.
Yeah, dude, if you could get that bench like a 402, the ways
I'm
that.
waiting for you to say something.
No,
stupid.
I'm not. No, I'm just saying that would be
Yeah.
awesome if you could
Yeah.
move 402, like how easily your squats yesterday moved really well from what I saw. If you could
92
make
felt good.
your 92%?
Yeah.
If you can make
It's not
92% move like it did for
Yeah.
squats, I
And
think
if
you're
it's
good.
hopefully bench press
Yeah.
like 400 tomorrow with my butt down. That's the hardest
Yep.
part. My
Have
butt
to
likes
get have to
come
get
up a lot.
your white lights.
Yeah, my butt likes to come up a lot. And
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it does.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm joking.
But yeah, other than that, hopefully tomorrow will be good.
Yeah.
Heavy deadlift, heavy bench press.
So our next week's podcast, we should have some updates on that. That'll be really exciting to
Yeah.
kind of see what your body's
I'll tell you
doing
if
and
I
what your
feel it or
body's
not.
capable of and stuff like that.
Hey, we'll see what my deficit triples were.
Yeah, that's fair. What are you hoping for, actually?
Ooh. So I did 405 for a couple sets of 5. The off the ground is tough, but it moves as soon as it gets above the deficit range. From that 425 to 440 range.
I was thinking 440.
Yeah,
so
that's
you should
what I
just
was hoping
do
for.
440.
It just depends. I
40 sound.
I feel like a baby again on hook grip because like my fingers have just been ravaged.
Are you going back to hook right now?
yeah,
Or are
we're-
you still doing mix?
I'm doing the pain mixed is too much. Like it hurts my shoulder.
Does it actually?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
What part of your shoulder does it, and which one? Is it the underhand?
This is the overhand,
Well, yeah, I'm asking which one hurts.
the overhand hand.
It may be
Your shoulder hurts
compensating.
for the overhand.
Maybe compensating.
I'm either
For the under, 'cause
compensating.
that was weird for me first when I first started deadlifting.
Yeah.
Was like having to fully outreach
Yeah.
my hand, and that compensation in the shoulder and elbow area, that was tough for me.
So,
it could
it
be
just
something
felt
like that.
weird, and like this is a problem. My chest referring to shoulder trap. Even my back is like I'm in PT for that now,
Yeah.
trying to conquer that. So I'm like, I know hook has been stronger. I just need to get my calluses back, and I'll be there. So
Ooh, speaking of that, you did go to PT last week. I kind of wanted to touch on that. How what he did.
Just
Kind of some questions with that because for those of you that don't know, I am in the exercise science program at Kennesaw State, hoping to go to PT school afterwards. So I do eventually want to become some type of physical therapist. So for me, it's super interesting. So kind of tell how you liked it, your experience, stuff like that.
right. So I've had a bad experience with PT.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone to a couple when I was really young because I had Osgood-Slaughters, and so like really bad knee pain, ankle pain, didn't really help a lot. And then I hurt myself squatting. I've talked about this like 2 years ago when I first started, and I couldn't like my chiropractor told me don't lift, and so that's where I formed my theory. Like he tells you not to lift isn't good, so he isn't good if he tells you not to lift. But I trusted my coach. I was like, "Do you have a PT I can go to?" And she referred me to someone. And I went and just like mind blown because he got his chiro, but dual enrolled in sports medicine. So he is not just a chiropractor. He's also like sports medicine and works on a lot of people.
He understands the sport.
He understands powerlifting. So that was something where I could actually speak in the terminology of, hey, I'm pulling mixed grip. It's starting to hurt, and having someone to be able to understand the powerlifting specifics was really big for me. On top of that, it was really cool. He's like, play your own music, like whatever. And it just kind of set like I don't want to say the mood, but like it made it a lot more like comfortable, I guess, being in an office that I haven't been to. Yeah. So anyway, he just did a bunch of muscle tests on me because first he started with my legs and he took each leg and, the basic test in PT is I push down, you push up, don't move. And so my right leg wouldn't move, but my left leg would just slam down. And he's like, I don't know if that's a muscular imbalance or if it's a neuromuscular thing. He goes, look left. So I put my head to the left, and I do it, and my leg doesn't move. So it's obviously a brain thing, like a neuromuscular issue. So he does some work on my like spinal cord, I guess, and it doesn't move. My leg's back. And so we kind of worked on that. But one thing I really liked about him, he cupped me. He did this thing, I don't know what it's called, but it was really cool. I'll have to look it up. But the biggest thing that I really liked is he took me into the gym. He's like, let's see if you still have that pain while working. And then he gave me some stuff to work on. So instead of just run from the issue, hey, let's go fight the issue head on. So I'm probably going to continue to see him a couple more times until I get this issue fixed. But he gave me things to work on that actually helped and gave me the reason behind. So I felt very like there's tangible evidence of it wasn't, hey, just come back and see me and keep paying me. Yeah. Because that's been my experience before.
And the sad reality of a lot of those type of jobs is that's what they're taught to do.
Yeah.
It's like, we're PT, we want to see you 3 times a week and come in for the next 8 weeks instead of let's sit down, fight the problem. You can come in once a week for 6 weeks, but let's really try and get this out of the way. And that's the sad reality. I mean, even in all of the medical field is they want to see you as many times as possible for as long of a period as possible because that brings in more money, more revenue, stuff like that.
I'll say one more thing about it that I think was really important is his emphasis on continuation of learning. He's like, I'm always a student. Yeah. And so I'm going to continue to go to seminars and learn things because one thing you'll find is the books that they study in originally are like 30 years old. There is a new study on everything every week. Yep. So if you're not consistently learning, and that was kind of a big thing to like finding a PT or a chiropractor to work with is he going to give me ways I can heal outside of his office? And is he going to continue to want to learn? And so seeing that from someone,
the old ways that he's
right,
taught 20 years ago.
It was very motivating. And my pain from probably like an 8 to like a 3. And so I still know it's there. I still look like I have Tourette's sometimes because I'm always like cracking my head. A lot of people have come up to ask me that. And I'm like, no. And that's
crazy.
Well, that's when I'm like, this is an issue. Gosh. When like multiple people have been like, do you have Tourette's? Because I'm always like cracking my neck. And I was like, I need to fix this.
God,
I kid you not.
What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I just like crack my neck like this all the time. And
dude,
so yeah.
I'll sit here and crack my neck all the time.
No, like all the time.
Wow.
So anyway, I'm really happy with my experience. I'll probably go back next week. And hopefully fix my pec, fix my shoulder, bench 315.
Yeah, but I really hope that guy can come and to Kennesaw Barbell and really kind of people are open-minded with that stuff because I don't think people realize how difficult it is to be really successful through PT and be able to like hear the things that you're
not
saying.
Successful, be a good PT.
Yeah, I'm saying like successful as in like having clients like you that are like he did his job well. He really heard me out and knew exactly what he was talking about. That's what I mean. I don't mean by like money-wise successful. I mean like actually being able to do their job properly. I don't think people realize how hard it is to like you come to him and say this is what's wrong, this is where, and him being like, okay, let's try these 2 things, and it worked like that.
You almost saw, and this is how you know someone is really smart, is like you can physically see knowledge. Like they're just like every thought is going around their head. Yeah. And I'm just like a visual person, so that's why I see it. But like that's when I was like, I made the right choice. Yeah. And I think another thing is a PT or someone like that has to fight to break out of the mold of let me just overcharge people. And like he is like, no, I don't want to be that as a business. I'm going to do what's right. And that's where that's like
and they're genuinely there to make you better.
Yeah. And those are the people that we want to support. But back to that, like hopefully you've been talking to him about him coming out to KSU Barbell and talking to a few of our people, and I hope that people can really take that to heart and be like, this guy studied a long time, a lot of his lifetime,
12 extra
been
years
studying for this type of stuff to help us. Like for him to just, I don't think people realize how hard it is to do that type of stuff.
No, it's very difficult.
Just take the first anatomy and physiology, and half these people are gonna be like, can't even get past that. So this guy has done so much more than that, and I just think it's awesome, and it's really intriguing to me, and I can't wait to hopefully talk to him soon and figure some stuff out. Yeah. But that was off topic, not on our topics that were planned, but I think that's a great segment. But another thing I kind of wanted to bring up, speaking with, maybe trying to prevent injury or stuff like that, different equipment in the gym. I think that we've talked about, obviously, my experience at One Life this weekend. Needed chalk, didn't have chalk, whatever. It's a commercial gym.
At my old coach's house.
Exactly. So I think having certain equipment, whether that be your personal equipment or gym's equipment, I think that can be important. Kind of like power bars, chalk, belts, knee sleeves, that type of stuff.
Right. I think an experience we've gotten from the club is a really good way to explain this. Is it was pretty much just a commercial gym set aside for all of Kennesaw's club sports.
Yeah.
We have money as a club, and we're allowed to buy equipment. So, the officers, we sit down, and which is you two, me, and some other people, and it was like, what should we buy? We have X amount of money. Okay, well, the first things that we want, what makes the most sense? Power bars. We want the bars that we train with, the universal standard. That's going to be, to me, the first thing that you need. Second,
the bar you can get away with anything else you need.
Yeah. Second, a flat bench. Just a good bench, because our benches were the dual action benches that lift up.
And the bench was 6 inches higher than normal, and the pad was probably 3 inches thin.
Right. That's hard to bench on. To me, those were the first really two important things to get. We had plates, we had things. Now, since there's so many of us, we run out of weight. We had extra money. We bought kilos. We got a good deal.
Yeah,
from this man right here.
Awesome.
If you need Alico equipment,
he's your guy.
We're serious. If you need Alico equipment, feel free to reach out to him because he does buy and sell Alico equipment.
So, to me, that's the first two things. Of definitely a power bar, definitely a flat bench. I think you can train with anything else. I talked about being at my coach's house this past weekend, my old coach. Ooh. I don't want Becky listening to this and be like,
that's your ex right there.
Yeah, that's my ex. I went to my ex's house. Ashton. Not my real ex. No, but yeah. And so I was training there, and he does have good stuff. He's got a power bar, but bumpers. It's his garage. He wants me deadlifting the bumpers. To me, that's a difference. When the bumper's that thick, let me tell you, there's a reason this thick of a bumper feels a lot lighter than a half-inch calibrated kilo plate.
Feels different.
It does.
It does.
So,
Matthew,
I think. Oh, wow. Wow. RIP headphone users. Just slap the table.
That just screamed.
That would be bad. I'd get so mad. So, yeah, I think there's a line of what you need. And I think any powerlifter should be able to train with whatever equipment. I think there's a bare minimum, power bar, flat bench. Anything else you should be able to train with. But I do like having my kilo plates. I like having my combo rack. I like having my chalk, that type of things.
We talked about this earlier, in the other video of don't you can want to do it all the time, but don't be dependent. We bring that up. You can't be just, this is all that I can use nonstop. I refuse to do anything else.
Right.
Because especially local meets, you're not going to get that 99.9% of the time.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
I mean, no one has this, but you can have pound plates at a powerlifting meet.
One of my buddies, Tucker, I'm sure you've seen, I've reposted him all the time. One of his first USAPL meets, not a combo rack, not a CrossFit jack. It was the 2 independent stands. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's
that's great.
Well, that's what I have in my basement that I'm locked in.
That
the 2 independents.
And it was that's what they did their meet off of.
And that is comp legal.
Yeah,
so
you are allowed to as long as it's put in that way, and it's approved. It's
at a state level.
Yeah, state
national level, no.
Yeah, no, not the national. I don't even know if it's state. I think local it's allowed to. State, I'm not positive.
Oh yeah, not in a state meet, but at a meet that's a local meet in
Yeah.
a state. That's
Yeah.
what I meant.
And it's just you never know what's gonna be thrown at you.
Yeah.
Like I've been in the weirdest warm-up rooms where one you're gonna have to work in with like 5, 6. Orlando last year, it was a 2-platform, 2-session meet. It was a collegiate state meet, 2 platforms, and there were full sessions. They had 3 warm-up platforms.
And there's 4 elite
They had
rounds.
3. I remember this specifically because we were in the exact middle where Austin Brown was fighting off other colleges because we had like 7 people and people just randomly tagging in and 1 on each side of us. So it's just that you never know you're going to have either crappy equipment or low quantity, and you've got to work with it. Like there's no reason to be dependent on combo racks for warm-up rooms.
At States this year, we had a good warm-up
It was
room.
pretty nice. Yeah, it was pretty nice.
We
They had a couple of combo racks.
We got that as KSU. We sat on that combo rack, and
Yeah.
and then I'll never
Yeah.
forget James. There was a big mirror there, and he hung up a hoodie so we couldn't see ourselves in the mirror, and they taped it to the. It was so funny, and I actually was just talking to my sister about that because she trains at One Life, and their squat racks are right in front of mirrors, and I'm like, Anna, you gotta get used to not squatting in front of a
I'll
mirror.
move the what's it called? The J hooks to the other side.
No, it's a one-sided thing. It's like
yeah.
It's like the owl's nest, but not the opposite side. So I'm like, I don't know how she's gonna, cause she's coming to Marriott Barbell 2 weeks. Like I think, not next week, but the week after that, she's coming up 3 days that week in Marietta Barbell, and we're gonna kind of see how, cause she's competing in the ladies of Iron Meet. So I have her testing not the week of, but the week before, and so we'll see kind of how she reacts with that. But it was so funny at States because we were our combo rack in front of that mirror had a big hoodie sprawled out on it. It was so funny. But yeah, that was.
I
that
hate
was good.
looking at the mirrors because you're going to look
I
down.
do too.
So you're just going to follow. Your eyes are going to follow and look down. It
Well,
was
especially
hilarious.
with depth, it's so
Yeah.
important to have a mind-muscle connection
Yeah.
of what your squat depth is, rather than I need to see a mirror. Even then, like a mirror is not a great thing because the depth from the front view is not as reliable as depth from the side view. So I think you have to take it with a grain of salt, and you don't want to train yourself to only squat with a mirror.
I
And when
agree.
you start approaching 80% the warm-up room, you don't need to be focused on that. You need to be focused on everything just being perfect. It's everything just be right, not specifically just your depth.
Yeah, but I think in a gym bag, if you're gonna train at one of those commercial gyms, I think having liquid chalk is key. I think if I could have one piece of equipment that I would recommend to like a newer lifter or someone that just doesn't have equipment, buy a belt. I think a belt.
Equipment, I'm picking a belt.
I think a belt.
Squat and deadlift.
Yeah, I think that's you can
I
get the
bench with
most
the belt.
benefit. I bench with the
Yeah, I
belt
bench
too.
with the belt,
I
too.
bench with all 3, so I think.
You
Or
bench
no,
with all
I
3?
use a belt with all 3. But I think the belt crucial. I think second up on my list, knee sleeves.
Really?
I think second up on my list is knee sleeves for sure.
What is yours?
Yeah, what would yours be? You said that is.
I'm trying to think knee sleeves or wrist wrap.
I'm taking knee
Because, I mean,
sleeves.
I'm low bar. I'll get over it. Like, I'll suffer through. But then, like, bench press, when I start getting heavy, I personally like
I actually kind of like not wearing wrist.
I
wraps on
don't
bench.
use wraps on squat, wrist wraps.
Are you low bar? Wow.
I mean, I'm also like relatively flexible and stuff, so like
Yeah, you don't have enough weight on your hands.
can't say anything here. Oh my gosh. No,
I'm just kidding. I'm completely kidding.
I just can't say anything. No, but I mean, yeah, I did like the unilateral block and then a strongman block, so I wasn't squatting super heavy. And when I went back to squatting heavy, I just like I didn't need it.
Yeah.
So I think the most versatility is going to be a belt. I think knee sleeves help a lot more than wrist wraps do. I think your bench will not suffer as much without wrist wraps as much as your squat would suffer with, like, especially with insers. I mean, I could.
don't worry.
Even if I went to SBDs, yeah, I'd probably knee sleeves are probably just the right answer.
And then I'd say then wrist wraps. Those are the 3 most important because I think squat shoes, I don't use them. They're helpful,
You
but
don't need them.
but also like if you do a lot of
Flat
ankle
sole
mobility,
shoe would
which
be
is
the best.
free,
Yeah.
you don't need squat shoes.
Yeah. Like, if you're good enough and you're being smart, like, all you need is flat soles. Like, I mean,
Like
most
we're
people
Converse.
Ooh,
Most
Converse are not flat.
Yeah, but a lot of
They're
people
close
wear
enough.
Converse. It's not like a.
I agree, they're not good.
It's not
they're
perfect.
Not the best option
But a lot of people have Vans and Converse.
Right.
for people
If
who
you
are
have
gonna
them,
go out.
if you're not
and
buying
stuff.
them, I would make the argument if your gym allows it to
Barefoot.
wear no shoes.
Yeah, but are you barefoot on the platform?
No,
See,
but
that's why I don't say that.
$40 Notorious lifts, boom.
Yeah, but we were talking about if we didn't want to buy a pair of shoes.
Right.
I think
So
a lot
yeah,
of people have
if you don't
Converse
have
and Vans wear
anything,
those.
but I would almost make the case of, actually, yeah, I would make the case that a pair of completely flat shoes will take you really far.
Yeah.
Because making a tripod with your foot, the big toe, pinky, and heel, you can't do successfully in Converse. So that's going to compromise your ankles, compromise your knees, your hips. So I think and especially with deadlifts, when I see people deadlifting in Converse, I'm like, you're doing deficits.
Oh yeah,
Like,
they definitely have a sole on them.
I mean, they've got like an inch. So that's a big sole.
That's a huge soul.
Substantial. So I don't know. I would make a flat pair of shoes pretty high on my list,
Yeah.
and
That's
do
fair.
not deadlift in squat shoes. Don't do
Oh,
it.
God. Remember Big Dave?
So-
He did that at the. I'm pretty sure he did that.
The
at,
owl lift off. He did.
yeah, the
a
owl
guy
lift
did
off.
that at the state meet too.
That's
We told
crazy.
them they had to wear shoes and they didn't have anything else. They were planning coming out barefoot or something.
But you can buy. It's like Witten, WITHIN or WITIN on Amazon. Like $30 barefoot shoes.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah,
We're notorious lifts.
and they just came out with
Shout
wide
out
toe
to
box.
Toys Lift.
We already did we talk about that in this episode or the?
See, that's where it's kind of running
That's
together.
where
I
it's
can't
pissing
really
me off.
remember,
Yeah,
but it's fine.
it's cool.
But
Why two bucks notorious lifts? They're about to come out.
Austin
3.0 Sigma Gel.
Roach already bought them.
Are they already out?
Allegedly, I pre-ordered them.
Oh.
I'm
Oh,
interested. He doesn't have them yet. I'm interested to see if he likes them or not.
Yeah.
I had like
I'll see those.
6.
2, 1, and for the third time, we are back again. Well, it's actually the second time. Anyhow, well, our camera died, so that was an abrupt cut. Sorry about that, but we're probably gonna wrap up this episode today. Talked about a lot of really fun topics, really important topics. So yeah,
So, in short, power bar, flat bench, bring liquid chalk with you.
liquid chalk.
Hyper-V's interesting, not the best, can be cool. I like them. Wide toe Notorious lifts are out. Someone want to send them to me? Sure.
PT.
PT, and Drew's hitting some heavy singles. Noah's hitting some crazy. I don't even know what to call what you're doing. Whatever we're doing.
Something.
Weird stuff.
But
Just have to lift
yeah,
something.
he's just hitting something crazy.
Very good. So, but thank you all for watching, as always, and listening. We love every single one of you. And if you have any recommendations for anything, remember, if you have an energy drink you want us to try, feel free to comment that down below. And
And we'll
reach
talk
out.
next.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We're on Spotify and YouTube. We post on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. and Saturdays at 10 a.m. So tune in for that. This will be Wednesday's podcast. So tune in, 3 p.m.
Where can we find you on Instagram?
No Array Lifts.
The Berserker.
Alb.82.5 kg.
Yep. All those will be linked in the description. So thank you all so much for watching. And that is a wrap.